Hola, mi nombre es Nadia Richardson. Yo voy a la Universidad de Houston para ser una maestra. He tomado clases de español desde que tenía años, pero no lo aprendido todo. So as I just said, my name is Nadia Richardson, and I go to University of Houston to become a teacher. I've taken classes in Espanol since I was 15, but I've never really mastered the complete language, which is kind of sad because, it is a pivotal tool. It can be helpful in so many ways. Um, I've taken classes since I was a freshman in high school, basically, but for some reason, things never clicked. Like, I think it's because I didn't really like surround myself with people who spoke Spanish because where I grew up, there weren't a lot of people who spoke Spanish, and my family doesn't speak Spanish. So the quote, "If you don't use it, you kind of lose it," was definitely like pivotal in my development of speaking language because I had it and I thought I was doing so well. But then when you take a summer break and then you don't speak Spanish for a whole summer, you kind of like wonder like where did my language skills go? But when I was in Spanish in high school, we did a lot of partner work activities. We spoke in Spanish a lot, and she kind of gave us like the foundation for like speaking Spanish, such as like conjugations and learning how like which words change and if the root of a word changes because of like when your tense changes. So I think that was really important because it helped me a lot when I got to college. But in high school, we did a lot of partner work. We did a lot of vocabulary. We did vocabulary tests. Something that I think she did really well was that she would speak Spanish to us sometimes, but then she would explain things to us in English because she knew that none of us really understood what she was saying. But as I got into college, that's when I really like started to learn Spanish a lot more because we did a lot of interactive activities, whether it was in the textbook when we would have to read the activities and then, turn in the assignment because, most people don't do the activities in the book, which because we just did them in person, but we would do them in the textbook, we would do them in person, we would do activities on top of activities all the time. And at first I thought it was annoying, but I didn't realize that it was really helping me develop my language skills. Um, in terms of technology, our professor really, I can't remember. His name was Juan Carlos. I don't know if I was supposed to drop his name, but I did. But something that he really did is that every time we came into class, he had Spanish music playing. So that way, like, we already, like, transformed our thought process from the common, like, English music that we may listen to, whatever genre it is, and we would get our mind ready for that class, and it was solely in Spanish. There was and a lot of the songs I really liked. I downloaded some of them. Another thing that my professor also made us do is that he would make us watch Spanish movies. And I think that was really good also because, you'll have the captions where it's translated into English, but then you're also able to hear how the words sound and you're able to make these conclusions and connect these dots, which I thought were really beneficial as well. And also, you got to learn more about the Spanish culture, not just the language and learning the language, but you got to learn about like how these people like live, like where they live at, the things they eat, things like that, which I think was awesome because I didn't really know anything about like Spanish culture, Spanish language, or anything like that because I just where I was raised again, there weren't a lot of Spanish speaking people. Um, Another thing that he did also, and I thought this was something that would have died out in high school, but he really enforced vocabulary and conjugation games because when you're playing games, like everyone gets a little bit more competitive and everyone wants to like win because you're like, oh, extra credit, and everyone wants extra credit. So I think that was something that was really beneficial because it like made us learn things, but also having fun. It wasn't like reading a textbook or anything. Like it was a fun way to learn, and I think that was awesome. And another thing that our professor did, the role that he played, is that he spoke Spanish 24/7. So from the time that you got in there till the time that you left, you heard Spanish for an hour and 30 minutes. But I mean, if you wanted to hear him speak English afterwards, you could go see him in his office hours. But everything was in Spanish the entire time, and I think that was awesome because I needed that because I think that's the best way to learn is immersion. Like if I'm able to hear you say it in English, then I won't really care too much about you saying it in Spanish. So I thought that was awesome because I think that's the best way to learn a language. And two more things that were really like instrumental in me learning Spanish at the time that I did was that for our finals we had to like speak Spanish for like 5 to 7 minutes, no script or anything like that in front of our professor. And at first it sounds really hard, but it causes you to use like your improvisation skills because when you improvise, that's because you know it, not because you memorized it. And I think that was awesome. And finally, he made us write like, I don't know, I think it was like 200, 300 word paragraphs about what we learned. And it was all in Spanish. And that was definitely difficult, but it made you learn about like the grammar, tactics, and things like that. Something I learned from people who do speak Spanish is that they are very bold and confident, and they speak so fast. And at first, it can make you a little self conscious, but then I think that it also can give you the confidence that they have when they speak their language. And something that I think native speakers do are that they're more than willing to like correct you, and they're not always mean about it, but they do correct you because they have pride in their language and they're proud of everything that they are, and I appreciate that. So they're always willing to correct you. But as I said before, I think second languages and foreign languages are best learned by immersion because that's how you can really get a feel of everything. And if I had second language learners in my class, if they were just learning English, I think that's something that I would do is just immerse them and also correct them because that's what Spanish speakers do to me. They correct me when I speak their language incorrectly. And I think that's beneficial because when you're immersed in a language, you really learn it a lot. And you also get to like be corrected and learn the right way to say things. And I think that would be beneficial to every person learning a language. Thank you for watching my vlog and have a great day.